Yeah, Harry Potter. Now, I do love these books and films, in spite of what a lot of critics say, but fuck me, there's some glaring errors. Like, they're the ultimate suspended disbelief story, and if you suspend your disbelief, they can be amazing, but if you don't, there's more holes in the Swiss cheese. Like, for example, in the first, I'll sort of kind of go through in chronological order, roughly. There'll be some meandering, because I need to start with something that's more optimally funny before veering back to the bits that are more niche. So it'll be a non-linear storyline like Memento, so it's very sophisticated in that respect. In the first one, for example, Harry and Malfoy each get punished because they sneak out of dorms in a boarding school for a midnight duel, and obviously the only curse they know at this point is Wingardium Leviosa, and neither of them can use it very well, hence Hermione's need to intervene and help out with the troll, as she always does with every inconvenience throughout the story. So there's going to be limited damage they can do to each other. They're probably at best going to poke each other's eyes like Muggle children would do, and they don't even know how to do that, because I've noticed everyone in the wizarding world is weirdly dependent on their magic. How aren't they all fat? The only sport involves standing still on a broom. And yet they can summon feasts. The Weasley family are always fucking eating. It's like the Weasley families have got the munchies, something chronic. Like any hour of the day, Harry gets in there at like 1:30 in the morning. I'm good to see you. Here is a feast. I'm going to see you at breakfast for the feast. And then we'll see you at brunch for the feast. Hogwarts had prepared a Halloween feast, as they did every night. Except this one, there were more courses. There were more courses than any student can eat, and yet there is never a single kid described as being fat in the franchise. Maybe there's like anti-fat spells, I don't know. But anyway, why aren't there food smells then? She says in the 7th one, summoning food is one of the things you can't do with magic, even though they summon food throughout the first 5 when the school's up and running. Was that like an Ofsted regulation? Like only the educational infrastructure allowed that. It wasn't magically possible otherwise. But yeah, in the first one, Draco and Malfoy, They sneak out for this midnight duel, and they think they're well hardened, despite the fact that the only curse they know is Wingardium Leviosa. They each name a second, which is the one to take over in case they die. And Harry goes, Ron, and Malfoy goes, crab, rather than Goyle. And you can tell Goyle's proper salty. When Goyle's fucking run off to like the Slytherin common room, and fucking stewing. Like, oh, I can do Wingardium Leviosa better than crab. And they've both got the inherent inferiority complex. They're both just like, oh, I can impress Malfoy better than crab, the cunt. And so do their dads as well. In the 4th one, when he gets caught by Voldemort, and she's going around listing all the Death Eaters, and it's like, oh yeah, Lucius Malfoy's, oh yeah, we knew he was a bad sort, we knew he was a wrong un. Crab, Goyle, like your sons, you don't get first names. You're presumably also Malfoy's sub-lackeys. It's like a hierarchical Dolph, Jimbo, and Kearney thing. Like, it's so weird. But yeah, anyway, he picks Crab. Goyle's fucking off, like, crying to Pansy Parkinson or whatever her name is, in the common room. And Malfoy and Crab and Harry and Ron meet up for this midnight duel in which they might kill one another. They're 11. Going to the duels outside the library, which has a restricted section, which isn't covered by any kind of card swipe barrier. You think if ever there was bait, the restricted section or the enticing section would be that. Oh, should we put the books about Horcruxes in the restricted section and allow Voldemort the authority to find them when he starts asking questions about Horcruxes, these things which no one other than the most villainous wizards of history has ever known or inquired about? Are we not curious as to how he found out about them to begin with? Does that not indicate that we should be applying greater library restrictions to the content? It's just like the wizarding equivalent of like child porn. It's just on the shelves to illustrate a history of child porn and that it exists. It's so intrinsically dumb. But anyway, Harry and Malfoy and Crabbe and Ron are there for this duel, and they get caught. And you think, Year 7s, in a boarding school, sneaking out at night, that's fairly standard, right? You think this probably happens a lot, like, what kind of punishment is it going to be? Is it going to be detention? Is it going to be lines? No, it's going to be, right then, you lot. you have harmlessly snuck out a couple of hours after curfew. What we're going to do to you is split you into teams, send you into the Forbidden Forest, which has got a similar naming convention to the restricted section, but is far more dangerous. Things we know that are in there. We've got Aragog, the human-hating, human-eating spider, the member of staff who you're going with, Gru, just allowed to run. Oh, by the way, he's a convicted felon. He was deemed responsible for opening the Chamber of Secrets and killing one of the ghosts, and he's still in the school. But we're pretty sure he didn't do that, and they let him off with a custodial 2-year sentence in essentially hell, with a light slap on the wrist of like, well, we know it wasn't you, because you're a fucking moron and clearly not the heir of Slytherin. You're half giant, for fuck's sake. You're like an oppressed minority. Why would you join the essentially Aryan house? You're in Gryffindor, Hagrid. You're obviously not the heir of Slytherin. But nonetheless, we need a scapegoat. So you, as a essentially child, it's off to Azkaban you go. And we'll break you one, but we'll give you like a fucking umbrella that can only turn Dudley Dursley's arsehole into like a pigtail. We'll give you that one unique power in the hope that one day there'll be a narrative payoff. So they've done that. And then fucking Hagrid, the convicted felon who has no other defense mechanisms than the ability to give people pigtails. They go, oh, what task have you got for... What are you going to be doing with this convicted felon in this forest full of spiders that we know eat people and centaurs that we know hate people and have some weird kind of race war unofficial thing, a metaphor for the apartheid thing going on with the human Ministry of Magic? And you got other unnamed monsters in there. Oh yeah, we've also got this mysterious thing that we're pretty sure is Voldemort because Dumbledore already knows about the Horcruxes and he's just playing the fucking long con the whole time. He's in there eating unicorns and draining of their unicorn blood. You know who needs unicorn blood? The kind of they go, oh, it's a half-life. No one would choose it. It's a terrible cursed life. You know who would need that? Someone who was being sustained only by Horcruxes. Pretty fucking small middle of the Venn diagram for who might be responsible for draining these unicorns of their blood. Is it Grindelwald, the only other dark wizard in history? No, Dumbledore locked him up in a prison. It's not him. He's still there. Who could it be? Oh, it could be a new dark wizard who's at some kind of not in his final form yet stage. He was born like a amoebal dark wizard that got cultivated somehow. In which case, who's most appropriate to deal with him? This probable Voldemort, but let's fucking go on a limb and say it could be someone else. Who's best appropriate to deal with this? Is it the Order of the Phoenix, the large group of incredibly skilled vigilantes that I still have that fought Voldemort last time out? Is it the Ministry of Magic, the remarkably minimalist, libertarian, lack of law enforcement, anarcho-capitalist government that we have? Or is it Hagrid, the convicted felon with no defence mechanism other than the ability to create pigtails, and 4-year sevens who happen to go out 2 hours after curfew? So what's your punishment? Oh, you get to fight the greatest dark wizard there's ever been who killed your parents. Let's see how you do against him, man. It's like fucking Robot Wars. I'm paying this fucking remote control helicopter against a killer lot. Go, well, look what he did to all the other helicopters. Let's see how you do. Let's hope you've got some kind of secret genetic thing that'll help you out, because if you don't, he's gonna fuck you up. And then they send him in with Fang as well, trusty Fang, because, like, if there's one thing Voldemort's afraid of, it's dogs with no magical powers. Why is Fang even considered a force in the wizarding world? He's got fuck it all going for him. So that's just so inappropriate on so many levels. The fact that in the first one as well, I don't even remember how that resolves. They do run into Voldemort with suitable narrative style, but Voldemort's got reduced enough powers that, like, Fang fucks him up or something. Like, as far as I'm aware, no member of the Order of the Phoenix with actual magic rescues them. They just get themselves out of the scrapes with, like, Wingardium Leviosa. Yeah, with just Wingardium Leviosa, Fang, and plot armor, because Hagrid doesn't even keep them all in one group. When something starts coming around them, the like typical horror movie, something running between the trees, we find a unicorn, what should we do? Let's split into two. Oh my fucking lord. Asking for trouble. This is all going on against the backdrop of the Forbidden Corridor with Hogwarts' fucking siren song of naming conventions. It's like, oh yeah, behind this door. Oh, the things you'll see. But trust me, you don't want to know about that. It's out of bounds. None of you curious students go looking in there, in my wander emporium. It's like on The Simpsons with a "what is your fascination with my hidden closet of mystery" kind of thing.